New safety improvements to a Middletown bridge just a month after a 7-month-old baby boy was thrown to his death. For decades, Middletown's Arrigoni Bridge has been known as the spot where people go who are suicidal. Now, the mayor of that city is trying to put some safety measures into place. I'm Ann Nyberg.
I'm Darren Kramer. It was just last month that 21-year-old Tony Moreno jumped off the bridge and survived, but before he jumped, he threw his infant son off the bridge, killing him. News 8's Erin Logan spoke with the mayor tonight about what he hopes to do. She is live in Middletown tonight with more. Erin?
Darren, and several people have jumped from the Arrigoni Bridge in just the 3.5 years that Mayor Daniel Drew has led the city of Middletown. Some have survived, some have not. But he says this most recent example involving a 7-month-old baby boy has everybody saying something needs to be done. It's just a discussion to find ways to curb suicide attempts at the Arrigoni Bridge. But it's good news for Carol Sysensky.
It's tough, you know, nothing's going to bring him back. Aiden's mother, she was a good mom, you know, and my daughter and her talked all the time. And, you know, they dealt because my daughter has a almost 10-month-old.
She's talking about 7-month-old Aiden Moreno, who died after his father, 21-year-old Tony Moreno, threw him over the Arrigoni Bridge in July. Tony Moreno then attempted suicide here, but survived. Now today, Mayor Daniel Drew announcing this.
If there's a way that we might be able to prevent someone from taking his or her own life in the future, then we have a moral obligation to look into whether or not doing something would be feasible.
Mayor Drew is in discussion with the Department of Transportation about safety improvements for the bridge. Things like netting, fencing, suicide hotline phones, and other things that helped at other bridges that are popular suicide spots.
There's steel mesh netting they're going to be installing on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, and across the San Francisco Bay to Oakland, the Bay Bridge, they're looking at installing it as well. There's similar steel mesh netting proposed for the George Washington Bridge.
He says right now the Middletown Police Department is in the process of collecting data to see how many calls came in as distress calls, attempted suicides, and suicides. Then the data will be presented to the DOT.
It doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. It's for protection, everybody's protection.
Now, I asked Mayor Drew about the cost. He tells me that this is still very preliminary. They haven't even gotten to that point yet. Like you heard him say, they're waiting to get that data. And when it does come back, they will also involve the neighboring town of Portland and then later down the road, the public. We will, of course, keep you up to date on the developments of this story. We're live in Middletown tonight. Erin Logan, News 8.